Hey guys, King of Charmanders here. Alright, so I've had a few people ask me about it already, so you know, I'm just gonna put it out here. I'm gonna do the Master League analysis now. Now, this is gonna be a part 1, because I'll do a part 2 for like Master League Classic, etc. But for now, I'm pretty much just going to leave. I'm just gonna, if anything changes, I'll make another video on a Master League analysis. Master League doesn't have too many changes at all. The only concern is that if you like playing Master League, do it, but don't do it Master League Classic. As you see here, Master League's going to run from December 28th to Monday, January 4th. So it's going to be a week. So you're only going to have a week of Master League. It's not going to run for 2 weeks like usual. Old Master League, if you remember from seasons 1 through 4, actually ran 2 weeks long. This time around, it's only going to be a week long. So, the good thing about this is if you like Master League, play Master League Classic. Master League Classic will not allow level 50. That's why Master League Classic, only Pokemon that have been powered with XL Candy are allowed in Master League Classic. Play Master League Classic. It's good that they put this option out there because the barrier to entry for level 50 is just too high. And those that have like level, because it's going to be very rare for you to see anyone that has level 50 Master League legendary Pokemon, except for like Meltan, which is probably like Melmetal XL is probably like level 50 is probably the only one. But other than that, the rest of them, it's almost impossible unless they're like one of the top grinders in the world that have been playing the game for obscene amount of hours and pumped a whole bunch of rare candy into a specific legendary. You're not going to see a lot. But to be safe, just play Master League Classic. But there's no point, like, the analysis I'm doing is based on the fact that not a lot of people probably have that, but just in case, walk into Master League Classic just in case. Because I'm pretty sure there's like, for example, if you have a level 40 Melmetal, you walk in a regular Master League, someone has a level 45 Melmetal. They'll beat you in CMP, and that changes the whole demographic of your battle. Just to be safe, just do Master League Classic. Master League Classic, and then, again, it's only going to run for a week. If you don't like Master League, you can do Premier, or you can do the Holiday Cup. So Holiday Cup is in Great League, so you don't even have to do Master League. So you have plenty of options. However, this analysis is going to focus on Master League Classic, as in no XL Candy Pokemon. Alright, so here's the Master League rankings, aka Master League Classic rankings. As you see, not much has changed. There's one specific mod in here that does not seem to have entered to be related to any of them. Anyways, it's Ho-Oh. Enter Ho-Oh for Master League, as well as Lugia for Master League. So these two Pokemon are now available for you to use in the Master League meta. They actually rank pretty high, as you see here, in the top 10. Now, of course, the overly dominant and destructive force of nature is going to be Groudon because guess what? It counters Melmetal, and the most overpowered thing since like sliced bread in Pokemon Go, or since John Hankey decided to be like, you know what? I really like Steel Dragon. Let's make Steel Dragon really overpowered, guys. How does that sound? He went to the meeting on the table and everybody yelled and cheered. And then everybody in the Go Battle League player base actually plays this game on a daily basis and knows the ins and outs and knows more than the league production team that's so out of PvP. They act like they play PvP, but really they're just 9 to 5 San Francisco workers. Anyways, I'm done roasting Niantic. I'm done roasting that dumb CEO that has no idea what he's doing anyways, because he plays AR in a backyard and he's not in the world. Because you know why? There's a pandemic going on. Anyways, I'm done roasting them. Let's continue. Why was Dialga so overpowered? I don't know why. It is very impressive in main series game, however, for some odd reason, absolutely destroys everything you know and love, especially at level 41 in Master League, and it's no different. If you have a Master League Dialga at level 41, you still have an enormous advantage versus everyone else because you have to counter it. You either have to have a counter to it, or it's just going to kill you, or you have it. Anyways, there's Dialga. Dialga, as you see, what's really notable, like, all these picks are still really popular. Shadow Snorlax is still a beast. It's actually a good core breaker because it actually beats Dialga and Giratina, Togekiss. So it actually beats the 3 BBMLs here right here. So Shadow Snorlax, please don't ever make a Shadow Togekiss, please. Please God, no. Anyway, Shadow Snorlax is a great core breaker for the top meta. As you see, the most notable ones are definitely Ho-Oh and Lugia. Now, we'll just see how exactly they impact the meta very shortly. In the leads, Ho-Oh's actually the number 2 lead. Groudon's the number 1 lead in general, just because, you know, you beat all these other things. You beat Dialga, you beat Togekiss, you beat Melmetal, you beat Giratina Altered, and you beat Mewtwo. So, yeah, it's a beast. And that's why you see Groudon as well as Kyogre's in the lead a lot. Now, Ho-Oh is going to make an appearance, which is really interesting. Now, the thing about Ho-Oh that makes it really interesting, it actually beats a lot of leads. As you see here, it beats Dialga, Togekiss, Melmetal, and Groudon. So, Ho-Oh is very powerful with Incinerate because it's able to generate, and I wouldn't say generate energy quickly because of Incinerate. It's just how Incinerate works is really interesting because it's the longest turn move in the game. However, it does a decent chunk of damage, generates 10 energy per shot. And if you get an extra Incinerate, that's 20 energy is a lot of energy. As you see here, Ho-Oh enters the top 10. So Ho-Oh actually beats Groudon, and it beats a lot of meta picks. Now, of course, you do have to be careful because you do lose against Gear Origins, Kyogre, Dragonite, Lugia, and Zekrom. Ironically, Ho-Oh does lose against Lugia, even though they're both the same trio. But that's just the general basis of lead. You can pretty much expect the same leads, except be aware that Ho-Oh, you might see Ho-Ohs out there, and Ho-Oh is actually very powerful in this meta. In the closing scenario, Landorus Incarnate takes the number 1 spot. This is interesting because Landorus actually does the same. It's like the same job as. Honestly, it's like Ho-Oh. The reason why Landorus is really good is because it essentially it does the same job as like Ho-Oh. It beats like very relevant picks. Along with that, Landorus can beat Ho-Oh with like shield advantage, I believe. But we'll go deeper into that later. Anyways, your closers, of course, Garchomp, Zekrom, Dialga, usual BBML. Ho-Oh enters at number 7. If you can land a Burb or Earthquake on a lot of things, you're going to kill a lot of things. And you still will beat Togekiss, Kyogre, etc. if you're able to land finishing moves on them, or if you have energy advantage. Because Togekiss kills you just because Ancient Power hurts, and because Ho-Oh is a Fire Flying type. Your switches are Groudon, Shadow Mewtwo, Shadow Snorlax. Basically, what you've been using before, do it, but just expect Fireburb to be here as well as Lugia. Lugia is actually a pretty good save switch. Now, the reason why Lugia is really interesting is because it does have Dragon Tail, and because it has Dragon Tail, it's able to beat Giratina. It's also able to beat Togekiss just because it's Sky Attack's chunk, but it's a very close matchup. As you see here, like, everything needs to go. That's a super close matchup. You also beat Kyogre, Groudon, and Giratina Altered. So, Lugia is basically the Antichrist to the Kyogre, Groudon, Giratina. So, it beats a lot of the Gen 3. But the interesting part is you lose against a lot of the Steel meta. So, you might see, like, you might see some crazy, like, Ho-Oh Lugia teams out there. But they're really good. They're not as oppressive as, like, top meta. For example, they still don't rock Groudon. That's why Groudon's the number 1 switch and the number 1 closer in the game. Because, I mean, not the number 1 switch and number 1 lead, just because it's so powerful. As you see here, it's good. It basically dominates the 3 positions. Groudon with anything is a very good core because Groudon covers a lot of weaknesses and it's able to take a lot of shields. You could even beat Kyogre with shield advantage and with chip damage with Earthquake. So, as you see, Groudon is still very powerful. Very, very powerful. Alright, team building for Master League. You know what? All you gotta do is put this thing in your team, and you're gonna kill everything. Everything. That's all you need. If you don't have one, sorry, you're out of luck, bro. This thing's gonna kick your butt. If you haven't been kicked by it hundreds of times already. Okay, I created the anti-meta team in Season 1 to take out the BBML, and I'm super proud of it. Unfortunately, because of this thing coming out, I can't... It still works, but if you get this thing in a lead, you're going to have to be really sweaty in order to beat it. So yeah, yeah. Anyways, the Dialga Groudon core is incredibly powerful as always. Like I said, if Master League is your favorite league, as you see here, doesn't take very much thought to know which one's literally like the strongest coverage. Now, Dialga Groudon is incredibly powerful core. The Groudon double steel variation has been like prominent forever. This double steel combination is just extremely powerful. As you see here, coverage, bulk, safety, consistency, extremely powerful. Able to get you a lot of W's, and it was very prevalent in a lot of seasons. Some people didn't use Dialga, however, they used variations in Melmetal, Mewtwo. I used Mewtwo first in Season 1 Master League when it first came into prevalence, and I blasted everything to death. Now everybody uses it because it's the coolest save switch. I already knew it was the best save switch in the game, but no one believed me up until like everyone started using. I think in like Season 3 is when everyone started using Mewtwo. Anyways, Mewtwo is also really good as a save switch. If you have it, it's very powerful, especially if you manage energy well, it can get you a lot of W's. But as you see, Dialga is just like pivotal in like most teams. Dialga is super powerful. You got Mewtwo, and I'm pretty sure what you're wondering is like, how does Lugia and Ho get into these teams? You'll figure it. We'll see that shortly. So we're gonna reset the entire matrix. We're gonna show you just how Lugia really does play, or like how Ho-Oh. So Ho-Oh. So here's the thing. Pair Ho. Well, if you pair anything with Dialga, but here's Ho-Oh. So if you use Ho-Oh as a lead, then you pair it with Dialga at level 41. This is a very strong team, especially if you flip the lead, because Ho is able to generate energy quickly, and then you just go to town with Dialga. Oh wait, not level 51 Dialga. Dear God, it gets that strong? Nerf, please! Nerf, please! I made a mistake. There you go. Oh Lord. Oh God. Wait until that thing starts running around everywhere. Okay, Ho-Oh Dialga at level 50. As you see here, the core of Ho-Oh Dialga is actually really strong. As you see, 531. That's a pretty dang low threat score. One of my friends mentioned it to me. He's like, hey, how do you think about this? I'm like, that's a pretty dang good team. As you see here, potential threats are Machamp and Darmanitan, two things you don't see very much in Master League. And even then, Ho-Oh still has a very positive matchup against Machamp, as long as you don't get hit with that Rock Slide. As you see, if it covers everything very well, does very good. If you put Kyogre in the back just to give it like that coverage, assuming that you have like, I don't know, like assuming they have that Groudon back, as you see, it's still very, very powerful. 539. Ho-Oh is very strong because it does resist and beats a lot of leads in the current day pattern. Now, what a lot of people are going to do is that they're going to start leading with Kyogre for their teams. If Ho-Oh starts becoming more powerful, the meta shift will be Kyogre will be more popular leads, and then you'll either have an anti-Kyogre, anti-Ho-Oh league, or like everyone's just going to keep using Togekiss. So, yeah. Because what beats Ho-Oh and what beats Kyogre? Guess what? It's called something. It's the Big Ghost Dragon. Big Ghost Dragon does beat both Ho-Oh and it beats both Kyogre. As you see here, Ho-Oh loses against Big Ghost Dragon. So, you're going to see the meta is going to be very interesting. Now, as far as Lugia goes, Lugia works very well in teams as well. However, the thing about Lugia is that Lugia is it's much harder to play Lugia than it is to play Ho-Oh, because the reason why is because Lugia, even though it has Sky Attack, Dragon Tail doesn't generate energy super quickly. If, in a sense, you want to know, in 6 turns, Lugia generates what, in 6 turns, it generates with Dragon Tail what it would generate with Incinerate for Ho-Oh. That's why Ho-Oh Incinerate generates energy quickly. However, it's a very tricky move to play because it's a slow move. However, if you do get Incinerate through Charge move, it gives you a huge advantage in that matchup. As you see, Lugia with Dialga. You don't want to put Lugia and Mewtwo together because you're that's 2 Psychics in one team. You never want to do that because if they have a Gear O, guess what? It's gonna suck for you. But yeah, generally Lugia, you could use Groudon as a switch. I just like putting Dialga with everything because you put Dialga with everything and automatically it shoots up. As you see here, very good coverage. 543, so still very low threat score. As you see, Lugia and Dialga cover. They actually complement each other really well. As you see here against the Metascore card, other than Melmetal, you have a very powerful outlook against the entire meta. With your only potential threats, of course, being Melmetal, Metagross, and Heatran. Which Melmetal is popular, but that's why Lugia is kind of bad as well, because essentially with Dragon Tail and Sky Attack and Air Blast, Melmetal walls you, which is why Incinerate Lugia is Ho is so much better. Alright, so just a few notes. I mean, Master League is generally, from Season 1 through Season 4, the 2 things you probably will see that probably are different, but probably won't oppress the meta that much, is Ho-Oh and Lugia. Now, the reason why Ho-Oh and Lugia aren't going to be super oppressive is because Lugia, even though on paper it is in the top 10, and it does beat Togekiss, Kyogre, Groudon, so it's actually a good core breaker. The issue with that is that Dialga, Giratina, Melmetal, these three are super prevalent in the meta. So if you essentially get walled by steel types, and Giratina Origin has an incredibly powerful matchup with you. So and if Kyogre lands a Blizzard on you, this matchup is rough. So what I definitely recommend is that you should expect Lugia and Ho-Oh and Kyogre to be there, because like I said, if Kyogre is able to get to a Blizzard, as you see here, that and some chip damage, it's able to actually take you out. So just be very careful. So yeah, be very careful, because as you see, actually in the zeros, so you need a shield to beat it. In the zeros, if you don't have any shields, what happens is Blizzard will KO you. So just be very careful. Like, be careful with Lugia, because it's not a super you can be confident, but like just be careful, because Kyogre can still beat you. But that's it. If you've been using the same team, use the same team you are. Like I said, I don't expect these two to be super prevalent. You might see them. As far as anyone investing in them, it's just, we'll see what happens. The reason being for Ho-Oh being kind of a rarity is because Earthquake is legacy. So yes, Ho-Oh is really good in Master League. However, you need to use an Elite Team, or the one you caught from the research, from the GoFest research, special research. It needs to be a perfect. Because there is a break and a bulk point. Well, it doesn't need to be a perfect, but it's really... I wouldn't play it. If you're new to it and you haven't practiced with it, don't play Ho-Oh. Just use what you've been doing before. What you used before, you know those patterns, you know what to do out of them. Use your old team. Especially if you're prevalent. But just expect to see things like Ho-Oh and Lugia running around. So just keep that in mind. Also, everyone has these Melmetal boxes out with Pokemon Home now. That's a big update as well. So expect to see more Melmetals running around too. Or trainers with perfect Melmetals. So just keep that in mind. So, small things to look out for. Don't panic too much though. Again, Master League Classic is here. So Master League Classic doesn't allow anything with XL Candy. So you don't worry about seeing a level 50 Dialga. Which, dear God, if I saw that CP, does it go to... Dear Mother of Mercy. Wait, does this thing go to... for science. For science. For science. Pull up the Dialga. Do this. Work my magic. Dude, a dear Mother of Mercy. 4620? What? Nani? Bro. How much? You get 60 more attack at level 51, dear God. Oh, God. If anyone ever gets a level 51 Dialga, oh my God. I don't even want to look this thing up. I don't even want to research it. I don't want to make a video on it. That's ridiculous. That's stupid. That's stupid. If you're wondering why Dialga at level 51 is such a monster, look at Mewtwo. You're literally like right. Your attack stat is literally like, you don't beat Hundo Mewtwo, but you're pretty dang close. And I'm pretty sure Dragon Breath damage, if you use it against here, like this is just for science. But yeah, do Master League Classic, guys. Just don't worry about this. Oh my God, it still is with 48 HP. Okay, yeah, just do Master League Classic, guys. Just do Master League Classic. Please just do Master League Classic. Don't do this. Don't do this. Dear God, I'm so glad Master League Classic exists. Or you have the Holiday Cup. So remember, you don't even have to do Master League or Master Premier. You can do the Holiday Cup. So there are options out there. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll be doing more analysis. If you want me to go in-depth more on Mon, again, just put it in the comments, and I'll go and take a look at it, and I'll do an analysis video if I think it's going to be something really worth looking into, or I'll answer your question. Anyways, you guys have a good one, and again, I will see you on the next video. Good luck on your Go Battle League videos, and hopefully, whether you like Master League or Great League or not, you have a great time during this week.